Ladies and gentlemen, after this time, you all please rise, remove your headgear, and face our national flag for the playing of Ocala. And now, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the starting lineup for the United Crandall Chargers. Number 8, Cassidy Hamilton. Number 9, Emily Briggs. Number 10, MTA Hansen. Number 13, Kylie Foster. Number 14, McClellan Hansen. And the head coach is Julian Smith. And now, ladies and gentlemen, presenting the starting lineup for your Mount Allison Matties. Number 7, Maddie Greenwich. Number 9, Sophie Crandall. Number 16, Addie Miller. Number 21, Tori James. Number 22, Julian Mumford. The head coach for your Mount Allison Mounties is Ryan Chase.
And welcome to the rare midweek matchup on ACAA.tv here from Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. I'm Dave Tingley on the call and joined again for the second time, the man, the legend, Joe Hubley. Joe, how you doing?
Very good to be here, Dave.
Good, man.
Excited
Now
for
you're-
a good showdown.
Now you're double dutying stuff tonight, so fans, we've got a shortage of people on the clock. We've had some no-shows, but we're rolling. We got some people doing double duty. Not me, I'm not smart enough, but Joe, he's doing the, what are you doing? The score on the air and the clock. What are you doing down there? The quarter change, the score, the live score, and you're doing color. So Joe, don't give Joe a hard time too much, fans, but let us know. Make sure that we're staying on top of things. Make sure you can see the score properly. Make sure if you notice the score clock and the score on the screen differ, you give us a shout, because Joe and I are going to be enjoying the show. We're not going to be the show, which is the game.
I'm here to party, Dave.
Yeah, and we got to get here we go. The cameraman. We've got a new cameraman. Oh, look at this. Teamwork makes the dream work. Look at this, people. We got coaching people. We got Mount A coaches stepping up to do camera work for our game here. So we're about to get going now. Joe, we were talking about the game that they played last Friday night in this gym, these Crandall Chargers. On the 32 minutes, we'll go through this again, because fans, I don't know if I didn't notice till the end of the game, but the 32 minutes that Alexa Rancourt played, they outscored Mount A by 27 points. The 8 minutes she didn't play, Mount A outscored them by 29. That was the key to the 2-point victory. Alexa had an ankle injury a month ago. She's coming back from it. Isn't playing her maximum minutes, but, I mean, not starting here again tonight. Crandall better get off to a better start.
I mean, we'll see it. We'll see how that affects the game. It's great to have a difference maker and a spark like that when you come on the court, though.
But leading the league at 15 boards a game almost. We'll see how the game starts here. It was bad news for the Chargers without her on the floor last week. Let's see how they do tonight. Back in the lineup for the Mounties, Miss Sophie Trail, but down low, Mumford sharing with her front court mate, Abby Miller. 2 points for the Mounties to start the show. And look who's out there harassing the ball carrier as always, Miss Greatorex. But Sophie Trail back in the lineup puts Lauren Furlong back to the bench. And Lauren on a heater lately, averaging about 16 points a game her last 7 threes on the island in a big win over the Hurricanes on the weekend.
Amazing. 21 points from the field, all from the three-point line. Great offense.
Yeah. Oh, pretty leave there from Tori Janes. Dropping a dime on Abby. She's 2 for 2. And the Mounties leading scorer at 13.5 a game scores the first 4 here to start things out. Not a minute in for Donut for the Mounties. Last game Friday night, Chargers didn't get on the board till about 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Maddie Greatorex shutting things down again and collecting that board, and here we go. Over to the steady Eddie, which is Janes. Finds Trail from 3, bang! And it's a carbon copy, unfortunately for the Chargers. Fortunately for the home fans, it's 7-0 Mounties early. On the drive now, deciding to get aggressive was Cassidy Hamilton. She was too strong off the glass, rebounded again by the Mounties, and back comes Maddie Greatorex. That's going to be an illegal screen on Abby. Yeah, that's the kind of thing, Joe. Sometimes those illegal screens are on the forward. That one was on Greatorex. She didn't quite let her front court partner get set before she went off that screen.
Yeah, and you love the aggressiveness that she's showing and that she always has in the offensive end, but you gotta sometimes just go around that play a little bit more and keep it a bit smoother so you avoid that call.
Yeah, and her and Trail and Tori Janes are all adept at operating in that pick and roll. But how about the defense from Jill Mumford? Her dad, Jerry, out in Calgary. Hey, Jerry, as always, watching the game. Oh, look at that feed. Abby can't make the layup, though. Back the other way comes Balser, rebounding it for the Chargers. So still 7-0 here. 7:45 clock running, first quarter. First game of our doubleheader here on a Wednesday. Oh, and in and out. Again, I always feel bad for those players. Miss Balser, Kylie, next year when the rims are looser, that'll bounce in, but not right now. Tori Janes getting aggressive. So we'll hit you with some numbers here, fans, because I was looking at this today and I was really interested. Mount A up to second-ranked team in the country now after their 10th win in a row on the island on Sunday as Miss Janes hits her first free throw. Only one player averages double figures. Only one player in the top 20, or pardon me, in the top 15 in the league in scoring, and that is Abby Miller. Only one player in the top 15, only one player in the top 10 there's a couple players in the top 10 in rebounding, but the numbers are so spread out. Everybody plays so many minutes. Everybody does one thing really. Danielle Alexander in 12 minutes is one of the 5 best offensive rebounders you'll see her come off the bench, but in only 12 minutes a game, she averages top 5 in the league in offensive rebounds. You got Maddie Greatorex, one of the best defensive players in the whole league. The backcourt, they're all 3 players in the starting backcourt for the Mounties. All are in the top 7 or 8 in assist-to-turnover ratio in the league. They all just mix together so well, this team. Jill Mumford just is a killer on the offensive glass, and you saw her defensively there is again one of the best players in the league at that end. So they just match up and mesh so well, this team right now. It's unbelievable.
When will they understand? Mounties got some dogs. It's a dog pound. I mean, second in the country.
And it's this end of the floor.
Oh,
As we see, by the way, fans, that last whistle, Alexa Rancourt came in the game. So we'll see now how this shifts. So it's the Hanson sisters, Balser and Hamilton and Rancourt for Crandall now on the floor. We hadn't really set their lineups as Abby Miller staying aggressive. Drops a dime on her backcourt mate in a reversal she can't make, but the rebound comes back to the Mounties, and Trail's going to try a 3. Not there. Good box out there at the foul line by Hamilton. And she gets hit in the backcourt there by Greatorex, and coming into the game is the aforementioned Alexander and Furlong. Let's see if she stays on her heater.
I have faith.
Oh, 7 threes, 5 threes the game before that. 12 for 23 from three-point range the last 2 games.
Automatic.
Like, just getting hot at the right time is Furlong. And when you add an offensive dimension, like the Mounties don't score at a rate that some teams in this league do, but #1 in the league defensively by 0.1 points a game over Stu. So they're fighting for that spot with Stu. And there's Furlong on cue. No, in and out. It's strange to see her miss one right now. But a good challenge there on the boards by Alexander. But Mounties play at a lot higher pace than Stu does offensively. So that is kind of, don't get me wrong, Stu's a great defensive team as Greater X catches it on that curl again. But guess who? Alexa, I'd like a rebound, please.
And you're mentioning that pace. I mean, the Mounties right now, if you watch them, we're seeing Crandall right now in their offensive zone. I mean, they're just being dogged.
We
keep coming back by the Mounties, and the Mounties are playing with a great pace right now.
Look at that D from Miller.
Fantastic. I mean, it's some great defense, unpenetrable right now by the Crandall offense.
Yeah, their perimeter D. It is a difficult task to get 2 feet in the paint if you're a Mounties opponent right now, as Furlong curls off a screen and bangs in a 2-point jumper for a change.
And when you got a team that can hound the opposing team on the defensive floor, transition like that, and then run that play, moving around in the perimeter to get an easy jump shot. I mean, that's second in the country. I mean, that's a great team on all ends of the floor right now. I would say to Crandall, just slow it down. See what this defense is giving you, although it's not much. Credit to the Mounties, off to an 11-point lead right now. It's similar to the last game. They got off to a hot start. Let's see how the Chargers can respond as we move into the second half of this first quarter.
Yeah, on last Friday night at about the same time, they called a timeout, and it was 15-0. It took another couple minutes to get those crooked numbers on the scoreboard, but you got to figure Crandall's not going, okay, great, we got them right where we want them. You know, it's probably not what you want to fall back on too much right now if you're a Crandall Chargers fan. And the Chargers are going to, you know, they need it. They would love to go into the playoffs with a couple wins here. They've lost a bundle in a row here. They did beat, UMBSJ recently, but other than that, they've lost every game to the teams above them in the standings so far this year. They really feel like they can play at the level that they played at last Friday night consistently and pick off some wins here, but they can't do this. They can't get down these numbers to teams like this on a consistent basis and just expect themselves to come back. And that is not going to help. An illegal screen on one of those Hansen sisters. It was Michaela in this case. I want to make some slap shot jokes with the Hansen brother-sister thing, but I can't come up with a good one that's air appropriate just yet, as the wily vet, Tori Janes, sneaks inside for 2 more. And you talk about what you want in a team when playoff time comes around. And one big thing that you love having is veterans in the backcourt. And Mount A has a plurality of those, and they're all on the floor. 2 of them are on the floor right now in Greater X and Tori James, who just made 2 out of 2 at the line to go to 13-0. But then they can come off the bench with Furlong. Here comes Katie Feesby in. She's a terrific defender. They can rotate these girls in and out, but when it comes to the crunch time, the final minutes of playoff games, and hopefully national level, you know, going to nationals if they are blessed enough to get there, then you've got fourth-year guard who've been around, who know and complement themselves so well. Maddie's the dog in the backcourt, guarding the ball and penetrating into the key with those long arms and ability to finish. And you got Tori, just the steady runner of the show. And you got Sophie Trail, who's come back from an injury, and she can shoot the ball a little bit. She does everything pretty well. Nothing spectacularly, but she's so steady, kind of like Tori. So that's just a recipe for success. Double on Rancourt, kicked all the way out to Hamilton. Long on the 3, and there's Abby Miller, one of the best rebounders in the league at over 8 a game. Feesby now, using the screen. Furlong, another screen by Alexander. She's going to skip all the way over to Greater X. Greater X gets all the way into the middle of the key, knocked away nicely there by Hamilton, but what happened with Crandall on their comeback last Friday night was Hamilton stayed super aggressive, started getting 2 feet in the paint. We talked about how difficult it is with the Mounties as Miller goes in and misses, but it's rebounded there in the corner by Briggs. Speaking of wily vets, but Hamilton stayed super aggressive, got 2 feet in the paint, got to the line a little bit, and Rancourt just was a destroyer of worlds down low in the paint. Nice job there from Abby Miller again with the steal. Feasby up to Furlong. Now Greatorex. She's looking for a screen from Alexander. Feasby in the corner with the penetration. Nicely done there by Hamilton, cutting her off. Alexander gets it knocked away by Rancourt. Briggs trying to get after it. Hamilton, and great defense there by Crandall, turns them over. That was the key to their comeback too. They started digging deeper and getting some turnovers, and that's going to be, oh boy. That's going to be a defensive foul on Abby Miller.
Looked like it could have been passed off as a charge.
Or a no call. I mean, it looked like, sometimes you don't have to make a call in that scenario. I mean,
Exactly.
It was a good screen. I don't think Abby ran, you can get an offensive foul for running directly into a screen, it's coming. And as finally, off to Schneider, the Chargers, getting it to go was Kylie Balser from downtown. Back to a 10-point lead. Trail now back in for the Mounties. Furlong off that UCLA cut. Nicely look inside to Alexander. Under control. Can't get it up and over the front of the rim, though. And Alexa, may I have a rebound? Collects one again.
Need that on a t-shirt.
Right? And I don't understand how she does it. Game after game, I say it. Don't let Alexa Rancourt get to her left hand. Just don't do it. But she's so athletic and quick, she manages to get there every game. Trail now. Creighton against the clock. Nice stop and pop from Trail. And Alexander comes flying in with an offensive board. We talked about it. 12 minutes a game, top 5 in the league in offensive rebounds. That's pretty hard to do, Joe.
I mean, it takes a lot of athleticism and just being able to read the play. It's an underrated talent. Reading the ball coming off the rim, it's hard to do, but if you have a player that can do it consistently, big difference maker.
Well, Rodman was that, right? And let's not compare Daniel Alexander to Rodman, but that's the type of anticipation you see from her. The ball seems to find her, and it's not an accident. You just have that kind of instinctive.
That's a good word. That's a good word.
You just can look at it, and you can tell where the ball's going to come off the rim sometimes, and she seems to have that. And 2 free throws for her, lead back to 10. Balser to Matea Hansen, not there. Emily Briggs, the 5th year. For Crandall. Mumford back on the floor. Good, nice penetration there and finish from Hamilton. When she's aggressive for Crandall, that makes their offense go. Trail, nicely done by her. Getting her body into Balser. That's going to be 2 free throws for the wily vet.
The Mounties are doing a really good job at starting their plays off at the wing and either getting a screen, passing it out, or finding lanes to move across the key and get some contact under the rim and get to the line. It's worked for them maybe 3, 4, even 5 times so far in this game. Crandall needs to do a better job of cutting off that defense, or cutting off that offense rather, using their bodies to force them over and look for them to force a bad shot rather than get these lanes into the rim.
Well, the balance Mountie has on that end of the floor enables them to get those looks right. They have those UCLA cuts, those cuts coming across the lane.
Exactly.
That you see that you stop, if you aggressively deny that cut, it's going to leave some driving lanes, but B, it's going to leave easier passing lanes to these bigs that can do a lot with the ball. They can finish 2 feet from the rim. They can face you up and shoot a 15-footer. They can drop dimes to each other because they move so well without the ball and pass the ball so well. And you got shooters. So it's tough. But then if you allow that UCLA pass, that UCLA cut, that entry that Mountie likes to run, then you've got a big set in the screen and then rolling hard, and every single one of these bigs for Mountie carves out space. Big space. And you're not going to see Philbrick tonight. She's one of the 3 players not dressing. Because Mount A can just do that. They can just sit a good player and give her some rest because they got 15 good players and can only dress 12. As I'm sure you've heard us address on this call before. Good defense there by Mumford making them kick it out. Rancourt again gets to her left. You just can't let her get to her left. And I can see Coach Ryan Chase going, what? Make her go right. Oh, and Briggs with the steal almost, but retaining it is Janes, and good challenge there from Hamilton. But as you see, Crandall's gotten themselves, I mean, they're back in this game a little bit, Joe. You know, it's still stuck 8, but, you know, they've turned that switch on. Somebody's got to tell Crandall the games here start at 6. Not 6:15, Crandall. The games start at 6.
And similarly to the last game, the second half of this first quarter, I've just seen a new aggressiveness from Crandall. A new spark right there. Some great defensive plays, staying aggressive on both ends of the floor. Push the ball like we're seeing in transition and make some good plays.
Yeah, not a good decision on that pass, and Michaela Hansen was there to make him pay for it. She hands it to Briggs. Now Rancourt down there again, trying to get to her left. Much better job there inside. Is she going to turn it over? Samard was on her now. Crandall manages to move it all the way back around to Michaela Hansen, who can't get it to go, but scrapping in there was Kylie Balser keeping it alive. And now Hamilton gets it down into Rancourt, blocked there inside. Beautiful block there from Amelia Mitchell, new into the game for the Mounties as well. So Greater X comes back in. It's Trail, Mitchell, Mumford, Samard, and Greater X. Those are the 5 for the Mounties. Briggs gets it down to Michaela. Michaela out to Hamilton with a hand in her face. So she just banks it. Bank is open late in Sackville. I heard her call it. There's no pictures on the score sheet there. Cassidy, don't worry about it. Oh, and another turnover by Mount A. Oh, my goodness. Here we go again. It's going to be a tight one after 1 quarter.
And just like that, an 11-point deficit recedes to a 5-point lead for the Mounties. A new aggressiveness from the Chargers, and this lead's cut down majorly.
So Rancourt's going to check out for the last 22 seconds. But you see her effect. The gravity all goes to Rancourt. Whether it's defensively or offensively, and the ball finds her off the boards, and Hamilton going to drive, hands to Balser. Balser now stuck in the corner. It's got to get it up. Gets it up on the glass. Rebounded. Now Michaela finds Briggs at the buzzer. No good, no good, no good. I had to call it 3 times. Emily trying to get the shooter's bounce. Can't get it. So Crandall, after another rough start, down. What was it, 13-0 this time, Joe? Am I right, or was it 11?
It very well could have been 13.
I think it was 13. 13-0 after a 15-0 run to start last Friday. So last time the Chargers came out to take the lead after 1 quarter, not quite in the same boat here, but back in the game.
And you see, like you said, I think you described it as a sort of a force towards Rancourt. You kind of see all the players on the Mounties defense and the offense, the eyes of the offense, always looking, where's Rancourt going? Get her in the post, get her to her bread and butter position where she likes it. Exactly, and now the Mounties are even getting 1, 2, even 3 bodies cutting off a passing lane for her as well, because once she gets in that post, rolls off it and gets a good look with the left hand, I mean, the Mounties have seen it time and time again. They pay for that on their defense, so they need to do they're doing a good job, but continue to cut off her passing lanes and put 2 defenders on her at all times. And, you know, the Chargers can make a jump shot, too. If she can kick it out to the 3-point line and they can get a good look at the hoop, then that's another way that this Chargers offense can attack you.
And they do have some shooters out there. You've seen Kylie Balser make one tonight. Emily Briggs can make it. Both of the Hansen sisters can step out and make them, and they've been getting better through their freshman year. So Crandall, we've talked about it last year a little bit and this year. The future looks bright for them, but some of these girls don't care about the future. Emily Briggs doesn't care about the future, and Cassidy Hamilton doesn't. Not that they don't. They want to see their friends do well after they leave, but this is their 5th year.
Yeah.
They want to do some damage this year, and sitting where they are, near the bottom of the standings, but still in a playoff spot. They, they're in that spot. In the ACAA, you can have your struggles, but then make the playoffs because most of the teams do make the playoffs. And as long as you're playing well at the right time, the Mount last year on the guys' side, I think they were 4th in the standings at the end of the regular season, won the whole thing. So you can, if you're playing well at the right time, build. Now, Crandall, but what you want is you want a taste of a couple of victories. You don't want to go in with a bunch of moral victories. You want some real victories as you head into the playoffs. They almost got one last Friday here. Can they get one today? They're back in the game. Trail starting the second quarter for the Mounties. Nothing there in the screen roll with Abby. Amelia Mitchell pounds it back to Trail. Trail on the drive. Nice move. Oh, she had it in the lane for herself. She tried to drop it to Miller and turned it over. And Coach Chase is telling Sophie, shoot the ball. She had it. That was such thing as too unselfish.
And I'm always a fan of the playmaking, but yes, when you have that lane, always not a bad idea to keep an eye on the hoop, see if you can get in, even create some contact and get to the line for 2.
And Crandall does a very good job defensively. You can't, and they're always on point with their effort. Crandall never doesn't play hard.
Oh yeah,
their spot in the standings is certainly not due to lack of an effort. They play hard, and they do things like offensive rebound, as Hansen, Matea got to the glass that time to collect one. Oh, but a turnover there. Back to the Mounties. Giving the Mounties a taste of their own medicine. Mounties, number 1 in the ACAA by quite a margin, actually, in offensive rebounding. Reason why they don't have super high scoring numbers, but as Abby Miller faces up and knocks one in off the feed from Trail. That's sharing the right way there, Sophie. Oh, Maddie cuts it off defensively, but they get it down to Michaela Hansen. Nothing there. Back out to Hamilton. Hamilton, well played by Miller there, cutting off the penetration of Hamilton. Briggs now, she gets cut off. Jumper from the corner. Nicely done, Balser. You're going to have to make some jump shots against this Mount A defense. You're going to have to make them. They're not going to give you a lot of layups. Trail short on that jumper. Abby Miller with the save right to Amelia Mitchell. And she's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. The hustle from the All-Star.
And you saw Sophie Trail. She saw her opportunity, a little short on that shot that time, but she still saw her space that the defender was giving her.
Yeah.
Pulled up. I like that shot.
Yeah, it's a good shot. She's just, I think Sophie too, she's coming back from she's a little banged up, come back from an injury. You get takes you a couple games maybe to get your rhythm back too. Mitchell back rims the first free throw. Mounties still up 5. Make it 6. 8:20 on the clock, first half. Balser. Oh, inside. Rancourt had position. Amelia Mitchell, good help on the catch. Alexa wasn't able to pull it in. Back to the Mounties. Crandall had something there. A pinpoint pass it would have taken, but just a little high as Tori Janes gets all the way to the hoop but can't finish the righty scoop. Balser pushes it up to Emily Briggs. Briggs waits for a screen, gets one. Mumford harassing her on that. Oh, and Alexa Rancourt kind of short-armed it a bit. Had it to collect, rolled out of bounds. Back to the Mounties. Creating havoc defensively again. And Alexander checks back in for Mitchell. Tori Janes got left alone. Missed on the drive, but Abby Miller kept it alive. It's going to find its way back to Greatorex for 3. Not there. Again, guess who? Alexander collects another offensive board. Oh, from the corner. Lauren Furlong picking up where she left off. That 3-point line is too short for Miss Furlong, Joe.
I think we need the 4-pointer. Let's get. I'm gonna get here with the paint. Start painting the lines for next game.
Lauren playing so well. Oh, and that one popped out on the tight new rims. Oh, good push from Lauren. Found a streak in Janes with the kiss from Tori. Timeout Chargers, Mount A. On the charge. Up 11, timeout Crandall.
Back to one of the largest leads of the game. Similar to the first story in the first quarter. I mean, coming in hot after the little break in the quarters. Let's see how Crandall responds. Will they respond as they did in the first quarter, or will they be subdued?
I'm going to say yes, just because of how these games have gone. Run. Lead, no lead. Lead, no lead. That's how it's been the last 2 games.
I mean,
so.
let me quote a sports legend, Rocky Balboa.
Oh, okay.
It ain't about how hard you hit, how hard you get hit, and keep moving forward. That's what it's about. And Crandall has been responding to the blows they've been taking by the Mounties offense. Still keeping that energy high, still staying aggressive on both ends of the floor. They just need to turn that aggressiveness into offensive production.
Yeah, and it's been about turnovers the last few possessions, and that's what Mount A forces you into. The stingiest defense in the ACAA for a reason. They're tough to penetrate with those. That's why Mount A played a couple possessions ago. They played really solid defense for about 15 seconds, but then took one nice pass. Briggs, boom, Balser in the corner. Jump shot. You need to make jump shots against this Mount A team if you hope to come out on top. And Crandall's going to have to be. Don't get away from the dribble penetration. You got to stay aggressive that way. But you know you're going to have to share that ball and take care of it off the bounce, because you're going to have people harassing you at every turn. Mount A into a zone here now. Furlong and Greatorex making it hard even to swing the ball, but Rancourt with a nice feed to Briggs, and Emily Briggs banging one in from the 45. Emily, the vet, on the board for the Chargers, down to 8. Screen there for Janes. Janes wants Greatorex. Maddie was terrific against the Chargers on Friday night. And Alexander and Furlong creating a new possession for the Mounties. Janes into the key again, and the floater for Tori. She's having a terrific first half, but again, it's that offensive rebounding. Alexander got one hand on it, then Furlong banged it back to Tori. She got into the key and finished, and now the other way, Balser popping a 3, not there. Long, Rancourt almost was able to save, but no good. 10-point lead, Mounties, and the ball. Feasby checking back in for Maddie. So it's Alexander, Abby Miller, Furlong, Janes, and Feasby for the Mounties. Oh, nice look inside to Alexander, and a nice pass to her partner in the corner. Oh, short was Lauren there from 3-point range. Hit one of her 3 attempts tonight. So Matea Hansen checks back in, joining her sister. So it's the Hansen sisters. Hamilton, Rancourt. Oh, nice feed to Abby. She's cut off, but back up, no good. And then over the back on the offensive rebound, and she'll be checking back out. So it's Rancourt, the Hansen sisters. Balser was the 5th for the Chargers, and back in now for the Mounties is Mumford. And joining for the first time, Isabella Jones, the second-year player from St. George, New Brunswick. He's had some good minutes lately. Has George, stout defensively. Good box out. Three of 4 players stuck a good box out. One was missed. And that led to a second chance opportunity for the Chargers. Not able to cash. Back comes Feasby looking for the screen from Mumford. Jones now at the high post. She's going to hand back to Tori. Tori on the roll to Jones. Oh, up and in for 2. Thought she was going to travel, but she kept that pivot foot and squeezed up into a little space there and laid it in. Did Isabella. Back to a 12-point Mounties lead. Hansen to Rancourt. Not there. Rancourt to Hamilton. She pops. Not there, but Alexa with another rebound. Another second chance opportunity. Jones, though, this time Fights off Balser for that one. Tori Janes. Back the other way, it's going to be Jones. Screen rejected. And a nice feed to Mumford. Some people think that back in my day, when you rejected a screen, you got a sour look from the center of the forward you were playing with. Nowadays, that's a common play. You go against that screen, you reject it because they're overplaying you that way. And Tori Janes does that so well. And what the Mounties bigs do so well is when that screen is rejected, that second big sees it and knows to go seal the opposite side. And you see Tori so often drop that pass, or Maddie or whoever's doing that, drop that pass to that other big who's gone and sealed on the opposite side. Once that screen gets rejected, it's good stuff, and that's a team playing together as a squad.
Exactly, and it's all about the communication on the court. When you're coming up in transition, you're going to have that play planned out, and it's almost can be evolved as a classic fake-out play. You as the ball handler, you reject that screen, the person setting the screen still rolling, and you can still get in, penetrate the zone, and still hit them with that pass, get a good look at the rim, or kick it out to the three-point line. Play it as a classic pick-and-roll play. There's many ways you can go about it and fake out the defense.
And the other thing, and it's options on top of options, right?
Yeah.
When you reject that screen, the other thing that the big kids do if that screen gets rejected out top, they find that they move without the ball so well, they find a way to get to open space. So that guard knows if they reject that screen and it's played well by the opposition, they know they can reverse field and kick it back out to that big who can handle the ball out there at the three-point line.
Exactly. Read the defense. What are they giving you? If they bring the defender with them, it opens up a couple lanes that the Mounties can take advantage of, or whoever's on offense.
And that big-to-big passing by the Mounties, you can't underrate that. Feasby wide open, doesn't want it though. Swings it again, down to 7 on the clock for the Mounties. Simard back into the game, and she's going to have to get up a lefty one. A little bit strong, and Cassidy Hamilton in there with the board, and then gets tied up. And it's going to stay with the Mounties. So it's Simard, Jones, Feasby, Tori Janes, and Daniel Alexander, the 5 for the Mounties. It's Briggs and Balser and Hamilton and Rancourt, and I got to see which Hansen sister it is. Is it Matea? Is it number 10? It's Matea for Crandall. Up with no time on the clock. Alexander bails him out just in time. That was a pass, Isabella. Give her an assist on that one. Oh, she's just got a nose for it, Joe.
A little bit of an alley-oop.
Right? And a steal by Mount A. Back to come the other way. Tori Janes. Into Jones. Jones. Oh, nice defense there, but a little too handsy by Crandall. Kylie Balser doesn't agree. But the uninterrupted streak of referees not changing their calls continues into the 100-and-whatever-th year of basketball. I've never seen a player win that argument, Joe. I've never seen it. But I didn't. Oh, okay. I reversed the call.
You're right, my bad.
My bad. I'm not innocent in this. I'm not innocent. Oh, nice cut and feed. Alexander's a little too strong. And Rancourt there. Alexa, may I have another rebound? She obliges every time, doesn't Miss Rancourt? Oh, good fight down there by Matea, as Michaela also checked back in for Crandall. Stuck 14, 3:21 on the clock here. Joe doing a great job on your second job tonight as well on the scoreboard. Excellent work by you.
What could possibly go wrong?
Oh, good movement. Simard finds Greater X on the penetration. Back to Simard. Such good ball movement. Just short on that three was Tori Janes. Now Crandall's a 2-on-1 if they hurry, but cutting it off is Tori, and then a smart play by Tori. All she saw when she looked up, she was leaning out of bounds, all she saw was Crandall jerseys. Decided, you know what, I'll just eat it. We'll go against set defense. Wily play by the vet. Briggs now on Simard. Looking for Hansen, not there. Ooh, just a little over the top there is Alexander defensively. And she gets caught. Mumford's going to come back in. Good minutes again from Alexander. Only her first. No foul trouble, I don't think, on anybody here. We'll check that for you, fans, at the half. We don't have live updates here, so Briggs gets it at the three-point line. Rejects the screen. Maddie Greatorex there to cut her off, but Briggs playing through the contact, finish and one. Nice work from Briggs. Coach Ryan Chase doesn't really agree with the call. I'm not sure I do either. I'm going to have to go back and look at that one. That just looked like a good finish and probably a no call. It looked to me like Maddie stayed straight up, but I mean, across the gym, Joe, and, you know, referees get paid, you know, probably all right.
They're pretty good at their job.
They do an okay job, I guess. We got a good team here tonight. I'm sure we'll have another one for the guys' game next. 8 p.m. fans. Oh, Mumford, look at the position. Forget about it. You can't let her get that deep, Jillian Mumford. That is not going to work. She's going to kill you down there, catching it that deep. Rancourt, Mumford cutting her off. Back out to Hamilton, though. Hamilton can't quite find the range tonight from deep. Stuck 13 from the corner there. That was Simard going for three. Wasn't there. Good box out by Hamilton, though. Alexander returns quickly. Jones and Greatorex going to take a break. And it's Furlong back in for the Mounties. So Hamilton being watched by James. Mumford. Another steal for her. Screen for Alexander and James. She's going to hand off to Mumford. Swings to Simard right inside to Daniel Alexander on the turnaround. Good first half for the rookie. That's not an easy shot, Joe. Turning baseline like that, you got that backboard kind of in the way. You got two people on you.
The hang time is great. You need to have a lot of concentration going up, but she's got it.
Briggs on the catch. Can she make another three? No, not there. Fighting for that board. Dropping hard. Nicely done there by Mumford. She was out there challenging the shot. Wasn't in position for the rebound, but she dropped hard. It was falling right into the lap of Rancourt. Mumford made sure that didn't happen. Alexander, good challenge on Rancourt. Rancourt, she got left, but cut off there nicely by Janes. Out for Matea for a jumper, not there. Oh, good fight by Michaela down low, and that looked pretty physical, but good fight there between Alexander and Michaela Hansen. A lot of rookies on this Crandall squad get a lot of time. Both those twins. Oh, nice little out of bounds play, and Alexander just can't throw it in the ocean tonight so far, can Cassidy, but I like that she's staying aggressive. Good defense there too by Hamilton. And back comes Briggs. Oh, nicely done by Furlong, cutting her off. That's not going to get there. Alexander knocks it away. That was a little too quick there by Briggs. She had a couple more seconds. She could have let her mate get a little better position there on Alexander. Oh, Furlong from deep. Oh, just a little short again. You see what happens there when those bigs cut hard, Joe. And they always do. You got to watch them. You got to block those cuts. It leaves those open jumpers for players like Furlong. But again, Hamilton staying aggressive. Love it. Hasn't made a lot of shots tonight, but she's staying aggressive.
And that's kind of what you need. When you're down 15 points like this, you're in a bit of a hole going into halftime. Let's just stay aggressive. If we're not really having one strong offensive weapon that we can go to as a team every time down the court, let's just get down under the rim and make some physical, scrappy plays and try and spark someone on the team.
In and out, but there's Alexa, another rebound. Alexander driving again. She's going to get 2 more free throws.
That's high. That's heads up. That's high IQ right there.
Alexa, can I get a rebound? Yes, you may. This Rancourt. She's just, like I said, she's just a destroyer of worlds down there. She is so adept at just being in the right spot, but she's so, she's got a strong base, and she knows how to use it. She's got long legs and really knows what position. She knows how to put you off balance and get you leaning when she's like always going in the right direction. She gets you leaning, and she created another opportunity there for Crandall at the end of that first half. They made one of the 2 free throws, made this lead 13, Joe. As we go to halftime, it's going to be, do the Chargers have another run in them the way they did last Friday night in this gym? Do they have are they capable of that type of a run in the second half?
I think they do. I think they definitely have the talent. They're staying aggressive, like we mentioned. They have the energy. They're playing with some urgency. It's all about just, players, especially the ball handler, maybe at the top of the three-point line. Briggs has been playing that position a lot this game. Slow it down. Let's see our offensive options. Let's see what we have to work with. The Mounties defense isn't giving them a lot, but if they can capitalize on what there is to take from that Mounties defense, I think they can produce a lot better of an offense and stay in this game.
And they got to make some shots from the perimeter.
That helps.
Yes. So fans, we'll see you back here in about 14-10. And welcome back, fans, to the second half of the first game of our doubleheader. Wednesday night special tonight on ACAA TV. A little makeup game here from earlier in the season. Crandall stuck 13 at half. And a little foul trouble update for everybody. Abby Miller on the floor to start the second half for the Mounties with 3. Kylie Balser starts on the bench for Crandall with her 3. Greatorex also with 2 for the Mounties. Stats are a little messy tonight, the stats system, so we don't have leading scorers and rebounders updates here, fans. We'll try to get some for you, though. Wild shot to start the third quarter from Hamilton, and back come the Mounties. Trail cut off nicely. That's a good no call. They called a defensive foul and a similar one in the first half on Greatorex. That was well done by Briggs. Cut off Trail, good no call, but she just made a difficult one, did Sophie. Now she's stuck down there on Michaela Hansen, but Hansen out to Hamilton with a big 3 for Crandall. Staying aggressive, Cassidy, and knocking one in. That's got to feel good for her. Maybe get her off the schneid, get her going a little bit. Greatorex had the corner to turn there. Didn't go. Trail with the sweet spin. Sophie with the first 4 of the second half for the Mounties. Digging deep into the bag of tricks on that spin by Trail. It's back to 14. Oh, Hansen didn't connect on the pass from Briggs. Briggs out of bounds. Back to the Mounties, and Crandall's going to minimize those turnovers in the second half. Joe.
You got to stay aggressive, but not aggressive to the point where their play gets messy.
And Maddie turning the corner. She stays aggressive. When Maddie Greatorex is aggressive off of that screen roll, even if she's not looking for her own offense, even if she's just getting 2 feet in the key and kicking it out, that is a recipe for success for Mount A. And so is the defense of Abby Miller and Mumford down low. Double duty there, digging one out. Oh, nice feed, but a better block. A brick wall there from Matea Hansen, shutting the door on Tori Janes on that possession. Nice job by the freshman. Nice D there by Trail, cutting off Hamilton. Good cut from Briggs to come get it, though. And she gets the little curl and hook shot to go. Nicely done, Emily Briggs. Coming to meeting that ball and finishing over top of the defense. Back to 14. Greatorex stays aggressive. Gets all the way to the hoop but can't finish. Alexa, can I have a rebound? Yes, you may. Briggs. Looking for Rancourt. Rancourt, double team. Mumford, nicely done. Kick ahead pass to Trail. Oh, the little Euro step from Sophie in the finish. Oh, little Houdini act from Trail. How about the start of the second half for Sophie Trail? Oh, and nicely done defensively. Oh, she's a one-man show right now. One-woman show for the Mounties. Sophie, 3 hoops, 3 nice hoops, and fighting through that screen, defensively forcing an offensive foul. Sophie Trail.
She's been playing great all game. It's going to be interesting to see how they keep her open for the second half.
And Abby catching that nice feed from Greatorex. Miller with carving out some space and finishing. Sophie Trail hounding Briggs. Looking like a travel there. Hamilton, all those screens across. Now Rancourt not there. Kick out. Hansen across the key. Back to Hamilton. She's going to have to get one up against the clock. No good. Rebounded there. Tori Janes, another defensive possession by the Mounties. Janes with a stop and pop. No. Shares it. Gives up a good one. She's going to get a better one. Sophie Trail, the stop and the pop. Ooh, they're going to call her on a push-off.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Ooh, little chicken wing there. She's surprised. So am I.
There's physical play. I don't know if that play there needs to be penalized.
That's a softie.
But I admire the aggressiveness. I admire Sophie playing off the contact, and she saw that jump shot, steps back a little bit, and finds her stroke down there on the baseline.
Yeah, she was feeling it to start things. Stay aggressive. She's going to take a little break here. Furlong back in. Alexander back in, who had a terrific first half. Good D again by the Mounties. Going to be against the clock, and the block. Furlong says no. Or maybe that was Greatorex. I lost track through the hands and feet there. Greatorex misses on the pull-up. Rancourt again on the rebound. On her way to another double-double is Alexa Rancourt. We should just call her Tim Hortons because she's a double-double every game. You like that one? Is that a good nickname?
Let's put it on a T-shirt. Let's put it on a T-shirt.
I love T-shirts. That's gonna be. It should be a travel, and it is. We need a Min-Woo Park T-shirt.
Oh,
we need
yeah.
one of those for the boys.
Racking up
Alexa,
the catchphrases.
we need a T-shirt for Alexa. We
start making some calls after the game.
Yeah. Oh, Furlong with the feet set. No good that time. Rebounded by Mumford. The kiss off the glass. 2 points, 20-point lead. Timeout Chargers.
Largest lead of the game. They've been playing fantastic out the second half. Players like Sophie Trail and the rest of the team.
Yeah.
I mean, coming out hot.
And you saw Coach Chase turn to us and go, does this look familiar? Because it's the same thing every game. It's lather, rinse, repeat. Every game, this is going to be a timeout. Now he's going to challenge his team. I've called a timeout. Do not let them go on a run after this timeout, because it always happens when I do this.
You got to read. You got to read what they're giving to you, and especially they're giving the same things. You're right. Like last game, after this timeout, I mean, we're expecting a Chargers run. He's got to tell these players, Mounties, contain them, trap them, and don't let them find these lanes. Don't let them get their hot players open.
If this is a 2-point game in the last minute, I'm going to be convinced this is an X-Files episode.
I think so. Get a camera crew down here. They can just film this. What's going on?
Get the Ghostbusters in here.
Yeah, there's some. We gotta check this new gym out. I don't know. Maybe they did something
Haunted
weird
of some sort.
I think so.
Oh boy. So, because and in all seriousness, I mean, if you're the Mounties, this shouldn't be a game. Now that you've got a 20-point lead. That's not denigrating the Chargers. Now that you're up 20. This should not become a game. You should put this team away now. In that last game, you let them back into it. They didn't let up. You did. You let them back in. If you think you deserve a number 2 national ranking or higher, you should be cutting this game off right now. This isn't something that the Chargers get back in. They shouldn't be getting back into this game. And the first defensive possession of the timeout, they show that they mean business, Joe. Danielle Alexander finishes that possession. And you talked about her hang time. We don't talk about hang time a lot with the ladies. She got hang time.
Her body control is fantastic, and that's something you look for. And a big player like her size, she can, get into the paint there and body her defender.
Springs.
But yeah, that's the thing is you can move around the body in the key. That's great.
Yep.
Make some space, get a good look under the rim. But when you can control your body like that off the post, it's invaluable as a skill to a big player.
She's gonna be a good one. She's only a freshman. She's gonna be good. She's already good. She's gonna be really good. Late in the clock now as well. Oh, look at that little pocket pass to Mumford from Janes, and another offensive rebound. Samard new onto the floor for Greatorex. Oh, yeah.
Looking for a good shot.
Now Alexander turns the corner at the buzzer. Gets it to go.
That's a good shot.
Danielle Alexander. This might be the best game of her freshman year so far. That's saying something. She's had some good ones. Oh, look at the denial from Tori Janes. And getting 2 feet in the key. Up off the glass, no good. With help from Mumford, gets her own rebound. Has it knocked away, but it's going back to the Chargers, off of James. Mumford, good minutes again in this third. How good's Mumford been? Not always. She doesn't often put up huge numbers, does Jillian Mumford, but you say her name a lot because she's setting that good screen, getting her hand on offensive rebounds, doing the smart thing defensively, all that stuff. Jillian Mumford, she's been terrific again tonight. I don't think she's got huge numbers again, but it doesn't matter. She just fits so well as Balser bangs in a three. Big one from Kylie to stop the run. She gets some encouragement from her partner up at the top of the zone, Briggs. Crandall now going to sit in the zone. Simard, James. Simard again, she's going to pop a three, no good. Rebound to Hamilton. Crandall now seeing if they can create some disruption offensively for Mount A out of that zone. James giving no space to Balser, but pops a three. Oh, bounces in the corner, and Cassidy, Hamilton, Rancourt tried to find Balser again, a little too strong, but Hamilton's going to pop a three back rim. Great box out by Furlong. Emily DeRoche into the game for Crandall, and she was the victim of that box out by Furlong. No chance. Furlong to Mitchell, nice look, opposite to Simard. Oh, in and out. Not a lot of threes going from distance tonight for the Mounties, but good shots. Keep taking good shots, they'll go in eventually. Rancourt cut off there by Mitchell, and a good box out, but Rancourt still, even through a good box out, managed to get it back. Briggs gonna pop a three, and it's good. So a little 6-0 run here from Crandall, gets it back to 16. Still setting that screen at the top of the zone. Good swing, in there to Alexander, finds Mitchell. Mitchell into the corner again, side rim, but crashing that glass and finishing. Danielle Alexander from the former Woodstock Thunder. She's bringing the Thunder tonight on both ends. Oh, good penetration. I love the aggressiveness from Hamilton. Sometimes you just love putting your head down, getting into that lane, taking some contact.
And like you said, the Mounties are kind of thinking this is a game that we have to win. You know, you think about it, it's in the bag for them a little bit, just seeing as they do have an 18-point lead now. Of course, this can be as one foul shot's made now, a 17-point lead. They're chipping away, but that's the point of the Chargers. That doesn't take away from what the Chargers are bringing to the table. It's just saying that they need to be hyper aware of what the Mounties are giving them. They are in the driver's seat, but as soon as Mount A starts to let loose, be like, okay, let's give them some space, we can take it easy, that's when the Chargers need to be there, be aggressive, and take exactly what the Mounties defense is giving them.
Yeah, you want to play the same way for all 40 minutes of the game as Jones muscles through that defensive Briggs. Isabella Jones back onto the floor. Greatorex going to pop a little foul on jumper, not there. Rancourt on the rebound, out to Briggs. So stuck 16 is Crandall. Nice find, though, to Balser. Been shooting the ball well tonight, and there goes another three. Back to 13 now for the Chargers. As Coach Ryan Chase lets out a sigh, looks at the scoreboard, and sits back down again. Like, seriously, we're going to do this again? Feesby, long on the three. Greatorex now out to Furlong, Simard. Another offensive rebound, this time by Miller. Miller gets to Greatorex up and in for two. So the second, third, fourth effort by the Mounties finally bears some fruit there. Briggs has to put one up at the end of the clock. No good, so the Mounties, little mini run though again by the Chargers. Got this back to where it's okay. Not over yet, down to 15 as we head to the fourth. So, Joe, what you're saying is right, Joe, but like this needs to be, if this is a game coming in the final minutes, then the Mounties have failed on their job, I think, tonight. They've twice in a row against a 2-win team, letting them back in the game wouldn't be, it's not something to hang your hat on, not a feather in your cap. Not that Crandall isn't a good team capable of making a game of it, but like I say, if you're the second-ranked team in the country and you think you belong there, you put a team away like this in this situation. You don't let them back in.
Exactly, and that is the point. Crandall's definitely they have the ability to get back into this game. And no, they aren't really kicking the door open, but they're knocking on the door for sure. And the Mounties need to make sure they lock it, close it, screw it down so it never opens back up again if you want to prove.
Boards.
Exactly.
Put a chair against the doorknob.
The whole nine. You want to trap them because exactly, you're proving that you are worthy of being the second in the country. And no, that doesn't take away from what Crandall brings to the table because they bring a lot of great things on both ends of the floor to the table. But it's all about just in proportion, establishing that dominance that the Mounties are seeking to establish. They need to put this game away. It's a 15-point lead, which is comfy. But the Chargers, like we've mentioned time and time again, they have all the ability to come into this game when you least expect it. And we've seen it just a couple days ago.
Yeah, and tonight they had, again, bad start, got back in. You know, bad start at the second half. We got up to I think 22 was the biggest lead the Mounties had there in that third quarter, and now it's back to 15. So not over.
Not over at all. It's it could be anyone's game at this point. Still a whole quarter left to play, wide open.
So we'll take a look at the standings again, I don't think we did so far in this game. We talked a little bit about the Mounties winning streak, but so at the top of the table, the Mounties at 12-2, winners of 10 in a row. The Mount, a game and a half back, 11-4. Those two teams hook up again this weekend, Saturday, down in Halifax. It's Mount Day, but down in the Mount in Halifax. So that'll be big. This one, though, you got to finish first. Mumford, a little, if Abby had cut to the basket, she would have had a layup, I think. But Mumford made the right pass and then crashed the boards. Alexa couldn't collect down there. That's those little plays that's not going to show up in the score sheet. She made the right pass. She crashed the boards, but that's the stuff that Jill does. She's kind of, we talk about glue players in basketball all the time, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And you need some glue players. You need some people that just make everything come together for you. And Mounties got a bunch of those, but the number one on the call sheet in that role is Jillian Mumford, I think. She's just that. Look at that roll and the rejection. Making me look good, Jill. Thank you.
And that's what it is. I'm expecting one of these days walk into a craft store and see Mumford on a bottle of Elmer's. I'll tell you right now. She does these things that are invaluable on both ends of the floor to the Mounties team.
I love how you jump on my nonsense, Joe.
But she really is, I mean, fantastic.
Yeah.
Right in the paint, spacing. Spacing is so important on both ends of the floor, and she's able to bring players with her on the Mounties' offensive side just to open up some lanes for some of the quicker players, maybe Maddie Greatorex. And she can drive in, find those lanes, and the Mounties haven't been too hot off the jump shot this game tonight. So they've been really getting their bread and butter on the layup. So having a player like that can move these defenders around is very, very valuable.
Yeah, they've been crashing the glass. Good defensive possession again from the Mounties. It's going to have to go up right at the buzzer. Wide, though, was Kylie Balser. Back to the Mounties. And Sophie Trail back in, along with Feesby, Greatorex, and Abby and Jill up front. Michaela Hansen about to check back in. Somebody else over there at the scoring table I can't see just yet. Oh, nice look over to Feesby. Feesby, though. Oh, Maddie gets into the 2 feet in the paint. Back out to Katie Feesby. No panic in the Mounties. They found the right shooter. Didn't go, but there's Feesby crashing the glass. Oh, and the look inside. But to Abby Miller, too many bodies. Yeah, she kind of patted her chest like, I shouldn't have made that pass. That's my fault. That was needed eyes to get through there. Furlong checks back in. Started off hot again, 5 early. She's missed all of her jumpers since, but they've all been good shots. And with Lauren, you want her shooting when she's open. So Mounties, again, up 15 still. Nice spinning move from Alexa, but rejected by Abby Miller. Making a statement. Defensively, Abby's been terrific defensively tonight. Furlong again, keep shooting it, Lauren. Shooter. You shoot till you make, you shoot till you miss. That's how it works. And Lauren, and she forces a miss. Oh, okay, it looked like she didn't. No argument from her, though. Lauren, I love Lauren. She didn't even question it. She clearly didn't tip it, as her coach is just saying, I didn't see a tip. Did you tip it, Lauren? She's like, no, didn't care. She's just playing D. Didn't argue it. Just, no, I didn't touch it, but he didn't call it, so I'm good. Let's play D. Michaela Hansen, that's down again is the shot clock, and it's going to be another violation. The Mounties shut things down on this end, Joe, the last few possessions, and it's back to 18.
Just some suffocating defense, what we know the Mounties for, and if they can keep this up, ride out the next 7 minutes and 16 seconds, then they'll stay in the driver's seat and coast to a win.
11 straight win.
That
Can I
doesn't sound
interest
too
you in
bad.
11 straight wins?
You
Joe?
sure can. Any day of the week, you sure can.
Furlong. Oh, just long on that one. Oh, who'd they pick out for a rebound there? Oh. Ooh, a double foul on Greater X. All right. Blue 9. Okay, so they picked out Briggs and Greater X. And I think they both looked at each other like, I don't know, we were just fighting for the ball. A little too aggressive underneath the hoop there were Maddie and Emily, but Emily's going to check out. Oh, new into the game for the Mounties, Emma Roberts, her first action. Oh, nice move by Abby Miller. She's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. And this is the story, too. Abby hasn't been to the line tonight. She was down around 50% from the line for a chunk of the season. She's almost up to 60 now. She's been shooting the ball a lot better from the line, and this, of course, means she's going to miss this free throw. Yep.
Little jinx.
As
Little
soon as I
jinx.
started saying it, I was like, oh, no.
I'm about to turn your
Of course
mic off.
Of course she's going to miss.
But you're right, steadily improving. You love to see it.
Yeah. She's brought that. She's up to about almost 60, and, of course, 0 for 2 at the line. But she knew Jill was going to clean it up for her. Front rims that turnaround there did Mumford off the offensive rebound. And Alexa Rancourt didn't let her get a second one. Oh, nice kick ahead pass to Matea Hansen. Shot clock needs to be fixed. Yeah, our first time tonight. We can't go a whole game without a shot clock needing to be fixed. And that's not a shot at the bench. We talked about it last game, Joe. That shot clock, now it's got 2 buttons on it. Not just one. You always just have one.
More than I could handle.
Now it's got 2.
More than I could handle. But credit to Abby Miller. I mean, 0 for 2 from the line, but runs back on defense. Get back in transition and make sure that you're set your team up for success.
Listen, Abby could go 0 for 1,000 from the floor and from the line. She's still going to play defense.
Yeah, and that's what you need.
She's
You
one
need
of
that
those.
intensity.
She don't hang her head if she's missing shots. Oh, nice little offense there by Crandall to get that little curl look for Matea Hansen, but Mumford dropped hard and cut it off. And a long 3. Kylie Balser. That's at least 3 for Kylie tonight. Might be 4. She's been the one when the shots have been going down. She's been the one making them. Oh, rejecting the screen nicely is James, but can't finish with the left hand. And Rancourt grabs that rebound. Balser now using the screen of Michaela Hansen. Nicely met there by Abby Miller. Inside and look at who's getting on the floor. Jill. Mumford. All the hustle plays. Lauren Furlong. Another 3. And a couple of jumpers here from Lauren late. The lid was closed on the rim for her for a couple of quarters, but it opened right back up again. Like I said, you keep taking good shots, Joe. It's going to pay off for you.
Yes, it is. Don't let it get in your head or anything.
Nope. Shoot till you make, shoot till you miss. As a former, well, still, if you ask my guys I scrimmage with, as a proud proponent of taking every shot you can, I respect it.
Put it into practice.
They
That's
don't call
what it
me
is.
black hole for nothing.
Oh,
Joe.
yeah.
They don't call me black hole for nothing. The ball goes in, it don't come back out. Back into the game now for the Mounties is Mitchell, Maddie Greater-X, and Danielle Alexander. For my money's been, you can give me some Jillian Mumford if you want. I wouldn't argue with you, but for me, the player of the game for the Mounties has been Alexander. She's been terrific on the defensive end of the floor. She's hit the glass. She scored the ball well. She's been awesome. Oh, and a little lucky Short one there for Briggs, falls right into the lap of Michaela Hansen. Alexander now going to set that screen for Greater X, not there. Furlong gets all the way to the glass. Good, well met though. Forced her wide there, did Kylie Balser, and she was a little short on that runner. So 16-point lead as we 4.5 left, and Greater X cutting off Michaela Hansen on the baseline. And Maddie's like, when I did that, I got an offensive foul there. How come I'm not getting any calls here? But Maddie's physical. She's going to get some calls. Oh, nice little out-of-bounds play run for Matea Hansen. And Roberts cleans up the glass, the other freshman for the Mounties. Two good ones. Roberts and Alexander. Furlong. Oh, yes. She's heating up. The old NBA Jam line for Lauren. She's on a heater, and the heater continues into a fourth game. She has been on the mark from long distance, has Lauren, the last 4 games. And she's ripping the cords here in the fourth again, Joe.
Had a great start. Had the monkey on her back a little bit through the middle of the game, but
I think missed 5 straight shots there in the middle couple quarters. But
I think she made the last 3 or something like that.
3 of her last 4, I think, and yeah. She's a shooter. That's what she's on the floor. She can make shots from, she's comfortable going off. And the thing about Lauren is she's comfortable curling off screens and shooting the mid-range off the bounce. She's good off the catch and shoot. She's only in her second year. What she's got to get better at is what we saw that last miss, that running right-hander there in the short corner, penetrating all the way to the key and finishing. That's going to be, and there's always, with a young player, something to add to your game. And she's only in her second year, and there's a lot of really good young players on these Mounties teams that are going to be adding a lot to their game. But Furlong, you can tell, she's only in her second year. She's a future all-star level player.
Most definitely.
In this league.
Not a question in my mind. And like you mentioned, the ability to create her own shot and just, a three-point shooter, invaluable. But to be able to read the defense and say, no, I can't quite take this 3. I'm going to take a few steps in and then stroke that mid-range.
You got to be able to put the ball on the deck. You got to be able to catch and shoot.
That's what it is.
And she's been on fire. This is now 4 games, and the games before that, she hadn't been getting a ton of minutes, but she just kept at it. Obviously, working on her game outside of game. Obviously, in practice time, she had a little confidence in that shot. And when she got the minutes and started getting the shots, she started making them. She had a couple of big games early in the year, but it was kind of up and down. Oh, as Rancourt steals that entry pass. Mounties 19-point lead as we go under the 4-minute mark. Briggs long on that 3, and it's back to the Mounties. And Samarad's going to check back in. Roberts. So Coach Chase talking to Emma about that entry pass that got picked off the last possession, and Trail just kind of fumbled that one a little bit out of bounds. So back to Crandall. But if the Mounties are going to reach their ultimate goal this year, which is getting to nationals, they're going to be leaning on this end of the floor. And you see everybody that comes in off the bench, as you see Amelia Mitchell hustle into the corner, everybody. You're not going to play for Coach Chase plays everybody, and the reason he does is because everybody puts in that similar effort on the defensive end of the floor.
It's almost contagious. You see it run through everybody. They're always communicating, and they're always just where they need to be. And that's when you have that trust inter-teammate, when you know that you trust your other player to defend maybe one of the better offensive players on the opposing team. That goes so long into growing the relationship between them, and that translates onto the floor.
Another shot clock violation. I think they've only had 2 or 3 the whole game, but I don't know if you can count on both hands the number of times Crandall's had to throw one up towards the end of that shot clock as well. Samard on the curl. Oh, nice defense there by Michaela Hansen. Shutting the door, and then Samard commits a foul. Yeah, Samard thought she had one there, but Michaela Hansen came in and shut it down. And Trail's going to check back out. Feesby coming back in. So Rancourt catches at the top, and then she's cutting hard. Oh, nicely done by Alexander for 2 or 3 or 4 moves, but Alexa went to the 5th one, little curling left-hander. Gets it to go. Back to 17, and that's where Crandall's going to have success, if they run stuff through Alexa. Oh, from the wing there, a long jumper from Amelia Mitchell, long on the feed from Lauren Furlong. But if they run everything, if they let Rancourt get touches and they turn it over here before they can do it, it usually leads to success. Wide open, Furlong doesn't want it. Run more clock, not a bad idea. Furlong now going right, pull up, righty shot, it's good. Lauren on the deck and up and good for 2 more. Having a big 4th is Lauren Furlong. Mitchell, nice defense on Briggs. Alexander cuts, well done on Rancourt. You see that clever play, Danielle? Knew she couldn't collect the rebound, but she just swiped at it, gave that extra effort, banged it off of a Crandall charger out of bounds. Smart play. It's that effort on every contested play defensively that makes the Mounties so good on that end of the floor. Feesby, she gets all the way to the glass. Yeah, I'm not so sure. That looked like Balser knocked it away pretty cleanly. Feesby was still able to collect and get it up off the glass, but foul taken, the 4th on the Chargers. Their next one will put the Mounties in the bonus, but only a minute and a half left here as we close it out. So it's going to be 11 straight wins for the Mounties. They're going to go into a matchup on Saturday at the Mount against the 2nd place Mystics, the high-scoring Mystics. That's going to be the thing to watch, the high-flying offense of the Mystics against this sticky, disruptive, wrecking defense of the Mounties, and rears its head again.
And the best thing about it is that it's just from minute 1 to the last minute of the game. The Mounties keep that energy up, which is key. You don't want to let that falter. If you can't come in with that momentum and sustain it, you don't want to come with it at all. But they do it consecutively every game. And so against an offense like the Mount, that's a great matchup.
Yeah, and Isabella Jones flew in for a rebound there. Getting up high. Had it knocked away when she landed, but off of Crandall. Back to the Mounties as we go under a minute here in the 4th quarter. And Samard, good penetration from her. She takes a hit from Sarah McCormick. New onto the floor for her first minutes for Crandall. And Crandall had their moments tonight, Joe. They started off slow, they came back, but they just couldn't get enough of an offensive rhythm against this juggernaut of a defense of the Lady Mounties. And again, they're going to want, Crandall's going to want to get some. I mean, you want to play well, but you want a couple of wins on the board. Momentum. Again, the moral victories are nice when you can get them, but you want real ones. Balser fakes the 3. Swung all the way over to Hansen, back to Briggs. Briggs is going to pop another one, long on this one. Good box out there by Roberts. Didn't need it though. Off the glass, out of bounds. So coming up, fans, 2nd game of our doubleheader. No Noah McCarthy tonight for the Mountie men against Crandall. They're going to need some guys to step up on the scoring end if they're going to stay with the Chargers, who we talk about how stingy the girls Mounties, the Lady Mounties are defensively. Jones with a nice step-through move, can't finish, and Rancourt rebounds. Crandall men Similarly intrusive on your offensive plays are the men's Chargers. Oh, and a good block there, it looked like, by Mitchell, but off the rebound, Rancourt's going to go on the line with 5.2 seconds left. So the guys' game's going to be interesting. All these are big, but no, with a little hip and a back issue, needs some rest. Hopefully he plays this weekend. The Mount, and they have the Mount on Saturday and UMBSJ here on Sunday. So join us here for on ACAA TV for that game. As Rancourt 2 for 2 at the line. And that's going to do it, fans. 65-47 is going to be your final. Mounties 11 straight, second ranked nationally, and looking good. So we'll see you back here in about 20, or, well, a little more than that, 25. We'll see you back here, fans. For the men's, Mounties and Chargers, we'll see you then.